Katie from Nerd Church here, continuing our series talking about, um, the death of Pope Francis and the conclave that picked his successor, who ended up, as we found out, being Cardinal Robert Prevost, who promptly took the name Pope Leo XIV. But on April 24th, we didn't know that. There were just barely starting to be people talking about, oh, this is the historical conclave process. This is how we got there. This is what's going on. This is who might get picked. But it was all very speculative because nobody really knew what was going on. All everybody knew was that everybody was just trying to get into place to figure out who was to figure out how the conclave was even going to start. And one of the other things that Catholics were doing all over the place was, turning to social media. There were so many fan reels of, the greatest appearances of Pope Francis. And also, we started watching, watching movies and talking about them as a way of processing things. And one of the movies that a lot of people watched was The Two Popes, which was it was a sort of a dual biography of Pope Francis and Pope Benedict XVI. Benedict was played by Anthony Hopkins, and Francis was played by Jonathan Pryce. Both of them did a very good job. And it also, kind of gave us a window in on that relationship and saw, what happened when Francis took over and how Francis worked with Benedict and ultimately the movie kind of gave Benedict credit for having the courage and the good sense to step down. And I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I made the Pope Palpatine jokes as much as anybody else. I made the Pope Palpatine jokes, and I'm gonna cop to that. But the two popes, it helped me understand why maybe Benedict wasn't completely evil. And it actually gave me the courage to, nope, I don't, I've got it set. Oh, it's set over here. I'll just walk over and get it. It also gave me the courage to read what I lovingly refer to as the Player's Handbook, the Catechism of the Catholic Church, which was almost entirely composed, that he got help, but there's a lot of this. This is Benedict's baby. And, made me start reading a lot of some of the other things that Pope Benedict wrote. I found out that, there's a great German mystic named Meister Eckhart, wrote some really weird poetry. He was in love with God. And I mean, he was in love with God. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful mysticism. And Benedict read it and he's like, yeah, it's poetry, but the theology's fine. Benedict, redeemed, baptized, revived, whatever you want to call it, Meister Eckhart. It helped me see that Benedict was a very good theologian who loved God and did not understand people at all. But it also showed me that Benedict had the sense to step aside and put in a man who understood people and who could begin to heal the rifts in the church. So, yeah, the two popes. Watch it. But, that's where we were. So, yeah. So, April 24th, 2025, we were just kind of waiting, watching movies, and trying to figure out what was going to happen next. Because nobody expected what was going to happen next.